stitch number 2 and stitch number 8 are triple straight stitches and triple zigzag stitches on the Pfaff Creative 3.0 sewing machine. So to give you an idea what we're talking about, when we select stitch number 2, it does call for foot 0A and the IDT engaged, which I have. When we stitch, and I'm going to stitch along a diagonal area of fabric, notice the stitch length. The stitch length is preset at 4 millimeters long, and it's doing 2 stitches forward and 1 stitch back. So watch what it's actually doing. It is creating a super strong stitch, because there's 3 stitches on top of each stitch. It looks like you've been stitching with top stitching thread or a really thick thread, but you didn't. That means you can have any color of thread you want on this machine. You could have variegated thread. You can make a thick thread look even thicker. So the reason I sewed it on the diagonal is because you can pull it. It is considered a stretch stitch, a stitch that would have give but not break when it was pulled on. So it's a great stitch for that. We used to sell a lot of top stitching thread at the store, and we have since got rid of our top stitching thread because nobody was buying it, because when they took the class and realized they have a stitch in the machine that will make any thread look thick, it's amazing. People don't buy the thicker thread. And then you can have like hot pink and sage green and any color you want, where oftentimes those are colors that are not made in that thicker thread. So if we wanted to try the stitch number 8, the zigzag, once again, you can adjust the width and length and get it exactly where you want it to be. But it is an awesome looking stitch. This could almost be decorative, could almost look like rickrack, but it's considered a reinforcing stitch. So if you need to really reinforce something, instead of sewing it over multiple times and it looking like you did a lot of work and now it looks homemade, doesn't that look much more professional? Again, if you were to make it wider, you can make it all the way up to 9 millimeters wide, and you could also make it all the way up to 12 millimeters long. So, okay, I have just got to stitch this. So this is going to be one gigantic stitch all the way down. Wow, that's amazing. This machine truly has some serious lengths of stitches that we can actually do. So let's take a look at this. As always, your stitch on screen is the exact size as the stitch on your fabric.